Bob Schneck with ALGO Online Retail checking in with you again today with another awesome video that's going to help you build that amazing Amazon business. Hey, what is going on, Amazon business owners and very soon to be Amazon business owners? Bob Schneck with ALGO Online Retail checking in with you again today with another awesome video that's going to help you build that amazing Amazon business. Now, today I'm going to talk about something that a lot of beginners get a little bit confused about, and it's really quite simple. But again, like anything, it usually takes somebody like myself that has some experience to walk you through it. So today, what we are going to do, and I'm going to go ahead and switch over to my slideshow and actually go ahead and put my picture up here in the upper corner. And what today's video is all about is how do you list and ship products to Amazon FBA. All right, so there's two basic options. Number one, you can do everything yourself. You can list and prepare the shipping information for your supplier, or you can do what is called give your supplier user permission. Now, when you do that, you're basically turning over all of the work, energy, and effort to listing and shipping products to your supplier. Now, not every supplier is willing to do it, but those that are, I love that as an option. But today we're going to focus on how do you do it yourself. So obviously, you've gone through the process of identifying something that you want to sell. You have a supplier. You've done all the research. You're not doing any guessing, right? Okay. And you now need to list the product and get the information that's necessary from and to your supplier so that product can be delivered to Amazon FBA. So all I've done here is typed in an ASIN number of one of the products that I sell on a regular basis. So it happens to be Play-Doh, a 4-pack of Play-Doh. So type in the ASIN number, let it pull up, and then you want to look at it, and really what you're trying to do here is just validate and confirm that what it is you want to sell and buy from your supplier is really the same thing. So you're matching the ASIN numbers, maybe you're matching the UPC, you're looking at the description. Again, you just want to be careful and make sure all the numbers match up. Now, once you've done that, then you come over here and you select whether or not you're selling it new or used. Now, I hope you've watched the other videos and you're selling it new, because remember, that's one of the requirements for winning the buy box. The next thing you want to do is simply hit the button that says sell this product. Now, if you are blocked or if you are not approved for this brand yet, it's going to come up, it's going to say, hey, you can't sell this one yet. And that's another video that I've done. You can go watch about how to get brand approval. But on this one, I'm obviously approved to sell it. So again, it comes up and it's going to give you another description. So you have multiple opportunities just to validate that what it is you're buying from your supplier is actually what it is that's listed on Amazon. You just got to make sure all the numbers add up. Now, then they're going to ask for some information. This is the listing process. First thing they're going to do is they're going to ask you, is it new, used, collectible? What is it? And again, I know some of this seems like a repeat, but they're going to ask you some of these questions multiple times. Again, it is new, okay? Then you get to choose, are you going to ship it yourself, or are you going to let Amazon provide the shipping? And the answer to that is obviously we are going to go ahead and let Amazon do it. Now, the other thing that you want to put in here is your price. Now, you can notice right here, it gives you the opportunity to match the lowest price, which is $16.98. I don't ever do that. I usually put it in here when I'm listing it. I usually put it in a couple of bucks more than what the lowest price is. And the reason I do that is there's some strategy of getting it listed right away, even though the products haven't arrived at Amazon yet, but I don't really want to be selling them yet. So I get it in there so that it gets listed with a price that's probably not going to sell until my products get there, and then I'll lower it to match the buy box price. So again, just put in your price, make sure you're clicking Amazon is the one that's going to be shipping the product for you. Again, second criteria to winning the FBA or winning the buy box. Simply come down, hit your save and finish. And then now we get into some questions of the preparation and the shipping of the product. So the first one right here is, it's going to ask you to choose a barcode. All right. So in other words, as an Amazon seller, you have the choice most of the time. Do you want to do the manufacturer's barcode that's already on the box, or do you want to actually create a unique barcode to you? Now, that's your choice in most of the situations. Again, I've got other videos that kind of explain why you would, why you wouldn't, when you should, when you shouldn't. But in this case, the truth is we don't have any option, because you can see right here, it gives you kind of an explanation, but right here it says Amazon barcode only. So in this particular product, the Play-Doh, I can't use the manufacturer's barcode, so I'm gonna have to have my own unique barcodes put on this. So again, I want to explain that to you. Then we come down here and it'll give you the reasons why. If you want to read through that, you can read through it. There are different reasons why Amazon would require a unique personal barcode. Okay, so then we come in here, and the next question it's going to ask is right here, required information, add dangerous goods information. So in other words, is your product dangerous? Well, they're going to ask you a couple of simple questions. Number one, what's the battery information? There is none, so simple no. Is this product considered dangerous good or hazardous material? Nope, it's Play-Doh. All right, so again, it seems silly, but these are the things that you're going to be asked in listing these products. Then go ahead, hit the submit, it comes back, and you want to double check for two things. Number one, you want to make sure that it says completed. That's the required information. And then come over here and hit save and continue. Now, when we do that, it's going to start to get into the questions about the actual shipping of the product to Amazon FBA. So you're going to have to be in communication with your supplier, maybe trading back a few emails in the beginning when you're trying to figure out all of the answers to these questions. Once you get going, you'll know what to ask ahead of time. So when you order the product, you say, I need this, 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 and this. All right. So the first question they're going to ask you is, how is the product packed? Is it going to be individual pack, or is it going to be case pack? Now, if you want to know the difference between the two, you can click right here where it says, what is this? And then over here on the right-hand side, it will explain individual pack. That means you've got different SKUs going into one box, or is it case pack? Now, in my case, it comes with the same product, all the Play-Doh in one case. All right, so that's kind of how that works. I'm going to go ahead and hit case pack, hit continue, save. All right, now we're going to get into the shipping plan itself. Every product that's shipped to Amazon, you've got to go through this. All right, so the first thing, some of this information will be already preloaded. Some of it you're going to have to input yourself. All right, so the first thing it's going to say, units per case. So how many Play-Dohs go into one box? Now, again, this is where you're going to have to be in communication with your supplier, which to me is a good thing. The more communication you have with the supplier, the better the relationship you can create. So it comes 12 to a case, and the number of cases I'm going to have is 10. Well, the math on that adds up to 120 units. So just make sure that whatever it is you're buying from your supplier matches these numbers, okay? So again, sometimes it comes preloaded, sometimes you'll have to put it in there. Then you hit the continue button, and it's now going to take us over to what's called the prep page. All right, review prep guidance, choose product type when prep guidance is unknown, and select who preps. Amazon can provide a lot of these services for you. All right, so you can see right here, it says prep guidance. What you're going to want to do is come down and click choose a category, and then it's going to give you some options, because certain products require different handling and different care, okay? So if you've got something that's fragile, if you've got shapes or sizes or, all sorts of different things. So what you want to do is find the category that best works for you, and then just click on it. And then it will tell you what prep is required. Now, this is Play-Doh. I don't have to individually wrap it. There's no prep that goes on with this one. So I'm just going to click no prep, all right? And then hit choose. And then it goes on and says, okay, well, who's going to be doing all the prep? Well, there's really no prep, okay? But they need an answer anyways. And it's either Amazon or you. And again, I always choose when possible to say merchant, that means that my supplier is going to do all this stuff for me. If I choose Amazon, then it adds additional fees. Now, sometimes your supplier will charge you a little bit extra for special preparation, but it's usually cheaper than what Amazon charges. So I always pick merchant, all right? So the next thing we have to do is we're going to come up here and it's going to talk about required labeling. Now, remember, this is a product that Amazon is requiring a unique barcode. They won't accept the manufacturer barcode on it. It's requiring me to do this, all right? So I chose to have merchant do it, all right? So it's as simple as that. Who's going to do the labeling? The merchant. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm actually going to have the product shipped to me, label it myself, and then ship it to Amazon. That would be crazy. What that means is I've already spoken with my supplier and they've agreed to put the labels on the package for me. All I have to do is give them the label. So watch how I do that. I come down here, I select merchant, I come over here and I ask my supplier, how would you like the labels sent to you? And then let them tell you how they want it done and then pick that one. Now this particular supplier says 31" by 2 5/8 on US letterhead size page. So I simply click that, all right? And then I click print labels. Now listen close to this part. What will happen is when you print labels, you're not actually going to print the labels yourself. What you will do is it will create a PDF file. Now this one has 4 pages. Here's what the labels are. You can see that number right there is unique to me. It's Play-Doh, just double check it, 12 cans, 48 ounce. You know, just double check and make sure that everything matches up. And then what you want to do is take an email, all right, to your supplier this PDF. And when you email this to the PDF, the file to your supplier, then they'll simply print it off and attach it to each one of the products. That way, you don't have to see it, touch it, feel it. They take care of all that stuff for you. So again, you're going to take and click print labels, take that PDF that Amazon sends to you and just send it or forward it to your supplier. All right, so now that we've done that, the next step is we have to work on the actual shipment itself, okay? So you can see right here, here's where it's coming from. Now notice it says ALGO Stores in care of UPD Inc. So that's who I'm buying it from. And then this address right here is their address. What you don't want to do is put your own personal address in there because it messes it all up. You want to put your supplier's address in there. Okay, it's case pack product. Remember the same thing in all the cases. There's only one SKU, right? So I'm not mixing or commingling stuff. I'm not having Amazon do any prepping for me, so there's no additional fee right there. Here is the shipment name. It's FBA. You can actually rename it whatever it is you want. That's awesome. Here's the shipment ID. Now this is different, right, than the ASIN number or the SKU. It's a unique number to this particular shipment that we're creating. And again, there's one SKU, there's 10 cases, 120 units, and all you're doing is kind of just validating and verifying. And then here's where it's going to. It's going to the ONT8, which is Amazon's warehouse, Moreno Valley, California. All right, so now we have to work on this shipping plan, okay? So we come over here, we click on work on shipment, and then it's gonna tell us, okay, here's what we recommend. Now you can change it, you can modify it, you can do whatever it is you want, it's your business. My recommendation is just do what Amazon suggests, right? So they're saying it's gonna be an SPD or small parcel delivery, and they recommend that I use their Amazon partnered carrier, which in this case is UPS. Now realize Amazon has screaming deals, all right, with carriers. There's about 20 different carriers that they work with right now to get products shipped into Amazon FBA, and just let them do it, okay? It's just much better. Now, if you want, you could switch it to a LTL, less than a truckload. That means you're putting it on a pallet. Now, why would you do that? Because sometimes it's a little bit cheaper. But in this case, my supplier prefers to have it be UPS because UPS just comes and picks it up. All right, now the other thing that I want to point out, all this stuff that I'm doing right here is causing us as sellers to kind of be more involved. Now, if you're working with a supplier that happens to be part of the Amazon supply chain, which is an actual, it's a system, then what you can do is you can simply just share shipment information, pick that supplier, and then all of this information is given to them. So you're not having to really do all this stuff. But what I found is not all suppliers, actually not many suppliers, are part of that supply chain. But it is an option, and you can always ask your supplier. All right, so then you come to the next page, and it's going to ask you, is everything going to be in one box, or is it going to go in multiple boxes? Well, you've already told them that, right? It's 10 boxes of 12 per box. But like I said, a lot of this stuff sometimes is redundant. They ask you again and again and again, and just go through it. Now, then you have options here, which is kind of interesting. You can do what's called the web form. This is to create the shipping plan. This is what I'm doing right now, which is the web. You can upload a file and then download it into Seller Central. You can create it manually. Don't do that stuff. It's just a waste. Let your supplier work with you and use the web. So again, it's telling us what the product is right here. And we went ahead and now we need to put some information in. Okay, so how many units per box? Well, 12. All right. How many boxes? 10. And again, sometimes these come preloaded. In this case, they weren't. So I had to actually put them in. How much do the boxes weigh? Well, guess what? You're going to have to ask your supplier. So that's why I said this is where you're going to be working closely with your supplier or the supplier rep. You're going to have to know the dimensions of the box itself. And in this case, it's 12 by 12 by 12. So input the information, get that information from your supplier, and then hit confirm. And then it'll just bring it up and it'll say, okay, here's what you put in, double check it, and confirm that it's all correct. Your box information has been successfully submitted. Click confirm. Okay, so once you've done that, and then it's going to say, okay, let's calculate the shipping cost. And this is one of those things that a lot of sellers just, they don't take into account. And then in the end, they wonder why they didn't make money. Well, if you know much about the ALGO course, and if you don't, I can show you how to get access to it. But we go through and we take the guesswork out of all these decisions that we're making, right? So in this case, they're going to calculate how much is this shipment going to cost. And it is 10 boxes, going to weigh 180 pounds. I'm using the United States, or I'm sorry, UPS, all right? And the cost is $54.60. Okay, so that's fun, but what you want to do next is take it to the next level, all right? And the next level is, okay, so if it's $54, I'm sending 120 units. Now, each unit is going to cost me 45 cents to send it to Amazon. And again, if you've watched any of my other videos and we're going through trying to determine what our ROI is and what our bottom line profit is, I always say you have to know what the cost of the product is delivered to Amazon. Now, in low-priced items, 45 cents could have a pretty big impact on your ROI and profit. So again, just got to make sure you're doing it correctly. So you accept that by coming over here, clicking I agree. You hit accept charges, all right? And then, by the way, you have up to 24 hours to cancel this, all right? Up to 24 hours. Now I want to tell you something, because when you're going through the process of selecting items, right? And you have to determine what the shipping cost is. There's no place to go to actually make that determination. So you have to go through the process that I'm showing you right here and get to this point so that you know what your shipping cost to Amazon's actually going to be. And then if it works for you, great. If not, just come up and void it. You got 24 hours to do it. All right, so once you've done that, now what we have to do is we have to come in and create the shipping labels. Now, this is going to work very similar to what I showed you before with the individual UPC codes that they give us for our products or the SKUs, right? So what you want to do is you want to ask your supplier, how do you want the shipping labels created, all right? And they'll tell you, and then you just select from what's here. All right, and it's pretty standard. Most of them are going to pick 8.5 by 5.5 inch on US letterhead. So what'll happen is we're going to go ahead and get the PDF and send it to them, just like we did with the other labels, and they'll just print it off on their end because they have to have those to ship. But here's the other thing. You've got to coordinate with your supplier when they can ship it. Because just because you ordered it today doesn't mean that they can ship it today. They might say, okay, it'll ship 3 days from now, or it'll ship 5 days from now. Okay, and you have to get that set in stone, because what's going to happen is you have to pick a shipping date. This is the date that your supplier will hand off this product, in this case to UPS. All right, so on mine, it's October 10th. So I ordered it several days ago, but it's not going to be available for pickup until the 10th of October. Then we simply hit print labels. It will create the PDF. You send the PDF to your supplier, just like we did with the other ones, and then they'll come in and they'll place them on the box. Now, be aware, and this is really important, because each box is unique. Each label is going to be unique, and you're going to get 2 different labels. You're going to get one label, which is the Amazon FBA ID label, and you'll get another one, which is the carrier label. So a UPS label and an Amazon FBA, you can see they're 2 different labels, and they need to go on the box like this. Now, I'm pretty sure that your supplier, if they're legitimate, will know how to do that. I just want you to be aware, when you said you're going to ship 10 boxes and all of a sudden you have 20 labels and you're like, what's going on? Okay, that's normal. That's what you need. And don't make the mistake that I've seen other sellers make, where they print off 1 page and then they copy it 5 times. Okay, because each label is unique. So you got to make sure you do that for them. And then you simply complete the shipment and you send it off to your supplier. And at that point, you are ready to start selling on Amazon. So like I said, it's not hard. It sounds complicated when you hear about it the first time. Oh my gosh, but button right here, you can always reach out to us. That's why we're here. All right. We are here, and the success is based on that relationship that you have with your mentor or your guide. Now, let me do this. I hope you've enjoyed this, by the way. I hope this kind of cleared up a few things for you. And if it did, would you do me a big favor? Down below, would you go ahead and click that like button? I always like to know that it's doing good. It's meaning something to you. So go ahead and do that. And if you're a first timer, okay, why don't you go ahead and click the subscribe button and hit the little bell notification? That way I can notify you whenever I put out a new video. I try to do it 2 or 3 times a week. And these are good resources that you can come back to and learn more and more, and just keep expanding your knowledge. Now, the other thing is, if you're new to the channel, or if you're new to me or ALGO, welcome. I love the fact that you're here. I love the fact that you found us. We are all about helping understand, teaching our students step by step how to build, not just, and again, let me clarify this, not just to sell products on Amazon, because that's actually kind of easy, but really, how do you create a foundation to build a profitable, sustainable Amazon business that's long-term? Now, we have a proven business model. I've been doing this for almost 3 decades. It's so hard to believe that. I've been exclusive to Amazon for about the last 7-8 years. And it's when I found ALGO and their business model that it all changed for me. Because with their business model, I was able to create lifestyle. What is lifestyle? That's money and the time to actually enjoy it. We're not reinventing the wheel. We have a time-tested, proven business model, the same model that Walmart and Target and Costco and Best Buy use. And it works. It's undeniable. The only X factor here is, do you want to learn it? And I'm guessing that you do, because you're here. So I'm gonna throw this out to you. I will actually be doing a live webinar, about 90 minutes long, where I will detail step by step a proven system for success on Amazon. I don't have secrets like all the other gurus out there. I just tell it to you straight. I show you exactly what it is. I promise I will show you how to get sales the very first day your products go live. Not hope, but actually promise you. All you got to do is register. I don't do these live webinars very often, but I do have one coming up this week, and I would love to personally invite you to it. Here's one other thing. When I get done with my information, I actually open up the chat box to live questions and answers. And I'm saying live, I mean in person, right? And so here's what I would recommend. I'm sure you got questions about Amazon, so start writing them down. Click on the link below, get yourself registered, show up to the webinar. And when I'm done, I will answer every question you have. And my commitment to you is I will not leave or turn off the webinar until every question you have about Amazon have been answered. So again, my name is Bob Schneck. Click the link down below. Like this video if you got something out of it. Subscribe to our channel and register for the webinar. And I can't wait to see you there. Have a great day.